But there's one obvious place to start, in Germany.
Yes.
It was such a huge story when Nagelsmann was replaced by Thomas Tuchel. And my man Tommy T had a really good start. And to help us talk through it, what I thought was just an incredible beginning of the game, it's Jan Aage Fjortoft. Jan, 23 minutes in, 3-0 up, two, I thought, craven mistakes from Kobel, a goalkeeper who very rarely makes big mistakes. Are we going to give Tommy credit for this?
Yeah, well, we are both big fans of Thomas Tuchel, and I think that is a great signing. He will do them well over here. Let's see if he can do another Champions League thing that he did with Chelsea, but still, no, I think we have to give a lot of credit to Kobel. For the people not understanding what the Klassiker means in English, that is classic. And it was very classic that the number one in the Bundesliga comes to Munich, losing 3 or 4 goals as they normally do when they come to Munich, doing a fantastic mistake from a Dortmund player, that being Kobel, Upamecano scoring like from 80 yards or whatever. I was thinking of Klaus Augenthaler, and people are not so old as me. He was scoring in Frankfurt like 100 years ago. And then 2 Thomas Müller goals, typical Müller goals. So there are Kobel, there are 2 Thomas. I think there are a lot of people to credit, Gab.
Nedum, I want to get this from both of you. Maybe Nedum first. A manager needs time to work, right? Yeah. We all say that. In this case, Tuchel didn't have any time to work, because when the time he came in, and the impression was that you're in that first game after you change, you're going to play it. You're going to play it safe, right? You go back to a 4-2-3-1 system, which is the system most people know. You're going to put Thomas Müller, who supposedly was one of the architects of Nagelsmann's exit. You're going to give him the starting job, the leadership at home, even if it means leaving out Jamal Musiala. He kind of played it safe, and that gave him the best possible chance of winning in this game.
Yeah, it certainly did. And watching this game, it is the Klassiker, as Jan says, but it's very one-sided, especially in Munich. And it felt like that during the game, because overall at the start, I thought Dortmund were doing fine. I genuinely thought they were doing fine.
Like the first 10 minutes.
I thought this is going to be a good game. And it's bang, one goal, bang another goal, and the game was gone. But to see the setup that they had with the wingers being inverted, coming inside, getting their shots off, they managed to benefit or to profit from that as well. It's a nice setup, and you would have thought really it'd be a tough game as a new manager to come into Bayern when you're playing Dortmund, but instead for Tuchel it's the exact opposite, because they seem to have this thing over Dortmund's head, and fair play to him. I'm sure he's going to make some changes across the way, but then also I must say, as far as managerial jobs go, in terms of that group of players and that talent, it's not the worst place to arrive, is it?
No. Jan, do you agree with the sense that he didn't have time to work, so really doing the 4-2-3-1, playing it safe? And again, I go back to dropping Musiala. I thought a big call. That was the right thing for the first game. Once he starts getting under the hood, once he can work with the players, maybe he can find a way to have Musiala in the lineup maybe even with Müller.
Yeah, I think that is a fair point. What Thomas Tuchel is doing, he knows the drill. He's been at PSG, he's been in Dortmund, he's been at Chelsea, he's been at the big club. He knows the drill, what he's going to do the first days. First of all, you've got to have a great performance at the press conference, as he did. The 2 others there was terrible, Salihamidzic and Kandaxby. And then he's doing all the kind of speaks in training. You see, have conversation with Leroy Sané. That is not a coincidence. He was the problem kid for them. And Sané is just answering them, having a great game. So he knows the drill. And then you go down as a coach, you're doing the right thing. You talk to the right people. Thomas Müller, the experienced player. I remember back in the days, Jörg Berger was my coach at Frankfurt. And he singled out the most experienced player. He comes over to talk to them. He even asked me, Jan, who do you think we should play on the right back? And I was thinking, are you asking me? He probably said the same thing to 5 other players, but still, he got my loyalty from training number 1. They know the drill. They are so experienced.
All right, Jan, quickly, we're going to go much more in depth in this game on the Gab and Juls podcast. But just for this bit, I need to get your thoughts. You're coming to London. Chelsea Potter's no more. Chelsea Potter. Graham Potter's no more. You surprised?
No, you can't be surprised. The only thing you can be surprised is that how long will it go for these very rich owners being very powerful owners to admit we were wrong. Like all other footballers, I love the way Graham Potter has built up his career, but our industry, or any industry, is brutal. You have to win football games, and you can't just go on. I mean, maybe the surprise is you can think they could wait till the end of the season, which is a strategic thing they had to make a decision on. But coaches get fired from the environment, and the pressure was too high now for Graham Potter.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.